church and they've been telling you since Sunday school to be obedient, to be good. And you now 50 years old in church and they're telling you to be good and pointing the finger at all the bad people. Then in so many words, it keeps your evolution into spirituality and to understanding the universe into a retarded state. It has retarded and impeded on your process of going to a higher level. An impediment to go to the higher level. Because you're learning the same thing that you learned in Sunday school. And it's very little different from it. It might get a little more sophisticated in the particular aspect. You're talking about grown folks now. And you're throwing the black people now, which is prosperity religion. Now you're talking about praying so you can get a Cadillac. Excuse me, it's the 1970s, 1980s. Praying to get a Mercedes or a Lexus. You see what I'm saying? And for some reason, you think that the reason why the person on the street or the people that don't have it, the reason why they don't have it is because they haven't prayed hard enough, or they don't belong to the right church. They don't have the right preacher. You know what I'm saying? They don't have the right preacher. Which it goes to show you that that is a form of inferiority in the particular aspect of a form of historical illiteracy. Because all you have to do is just look at just the history of America, black America from slavery on up. And there's rarely any black people who don't believe in God and don't pray on the same manner. We must ask this question. Because you have this prosperity stuff now with all these mega preachers, Creflo Dollar, Fred Price, T.D. Jakes. There's one called Bishop Eddie Long down in Atlanta. They got these mega preachers. They're outdoing each other. One of them built a coliseum. Looked like a doggone sports arena to go to church in. Paid $70 million for a coliseum in Crenshaw Boulevard. And since we've been here in the hills of North America, we have never put $70 million in a damn business. But yet this fool gonna put $70 million just in a building. Fred Price gets jealous. He goes and buys him a DC-10. He go buy him an Air Force One. One other Negro preacher goes and buy the Forum in L.A. All the many white people done farted in them seats. Now they going to church. You see, where did this prosperity ritual come from? And I want to know, well, if it's based on prosperity ritual and it's based on God, you tithing and all this particular money thing, I want to know this particular question. What happened on the first 100 years of you being in the church on up to from 1865 to 1965 or 1865 to 1985? Where you had money for the church and you took at your rallies, but you didn't have all this crazy stuff based on prosperity in that particular aspect. As a matter of fact, people don't understand this. 90% of the preachers now are talking about prosperity, and based on how much you tithe is how much God's going to get back to you, but they're the one that's getting rich. 90% of the preachers are doing this now, and that is the norm in most churches now. But isn't this interesting? Let's go back 30 years ago. 30 years ago, you only had one preacher in America that was signature to that, and that was Reverend Ike. And everybody thought he was a joke. You know what I'm saying? We used to laugh at Reverend Ike when he would talk about, you don't have anything, you don't know what to do with your money. Send me your money and I'll know what to do with it. I can do a lot with it. And we was thinking that that was a novelty and somewhat of a joke and could be a form of embarrassment. You know? When we were in our right mind. But now all of a sudden, this is the run of the mill. And this is fashionable with every black preacher. Here goes again, we're getting caught up in things that have nothing to do with spirituality.